The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and he missed the complete. He's crazy.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
In the beginning, they had a dream. A half a year of hard work and preparation brings the dream to fruition. And now, Daytona awaits. We are live with the Premier Racing League on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Tonight, the 2016 AdvoCare Cup Series kicks things off with the AdvoCare Duels at Daytona. Welcome home, everyone. I'm Sean Ambrose, and with me tonight is Mike Smith in the booth. We can call him Smitty if we want. In the control room, making us look good and sound pretty, the great Amjad Yaman. And the man behind the camera tonight, the one, the only, Dougie Beard. Smitty? Man, we're at Daytona International Speedway right here at Daytona Beach, Florida. Right now, warm-up going on out there. Guys getting ready to qualify here in just a few minutes. Tell us a little bit about this old joint and just what are we doing tonight?
I'll tell you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be real close. We're going to be 2 wide. Hopefully not a lot of 3 wide because that's going to get a little nuts. But this is a duel. This is all about making the show and making the show in a good spot for the big one. Happen here next week. These guys are going to get a lot of test time in. The spot that you finish does determine where you're going to be here later in the game, but tonight's a lot about testing as well. Daytona known for high banks and high speed, and right now you see a little bit of 3 wide. These guys, it's going to be happening all night. We got 31 degrees of banking. She's 2.5 miles long. The World Center of Racing here at Daytona, and action aplenty is what we should be expecting tonight. A 30-lap duel is what we're going to be looking at. It's about 75 miles for these guys. Fixed setups, too, which makes things a little bit different for some people who like to tune on the car. I'll tell you what they'll be tuning, though, for, and that's going to be their driver skills for realistic weather. Right now, 80 degrees, 113 track temperature. Winds, I've seen them as high as 11 miles an hour, as low as 3. It's going to be a heck of a test for these guys tonight.
Yeah, Mike, it is, and I'll tell you what, that wind with it fluctuating like that, that'll come up and bite you in a quick split second there for sure. So right now, here we go, we're warming up. They've been doing it for about 30 minutes now, 35. At 9:10 Eastern Standard Time, we're going to qualify for 5 minutes, okay? The top 2 from qualifying lock in the front row of the AdvoCare 300 next week right here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Now, all the odd qualifiers are going to transfer to Duel 1. That'll begin at the bottom of the hour. Even qualifiers will transfer to Duel 2. All right, now the top 20 drivers not locked in from each duel will gain entry to the AdvoCare 300. And something special we got for you tonight. Won't pay off tonight, but I'll tell you what, if you can qualify on top tonight, get the pole, win your duel, and somehow win that 300 next week, the league's going to throw an extra $20 at you. So a little bit on the line here tonight with that qualifying and winning one of these duels. Maybe someone could go for the trifecta. We'll see. But just saw a wreck here on screen during warm-up. These guys have been, like you said, Mike, they've been testing and testing the limits of the car and the track. And we're going to kick off qualifying here in just about 4 minutes.
Well, yeah, these guys have been trying a little bit of everything. I mean, right now, if you can get comfortable in the car, you got most of the work done because it is a fixed setup, as you say. Now, one of the things that we've got to keep in mind with these guys, now a lot of leagues out there, they run a fast repair where you can actually get in there, get a free car if something bad happens to you. It's not the case here. So even though they are not going to be getting fresh cars, they got to be smooth, they got to be consistent, and you got to time it right, which is going to be a little bit tough when you're talking duel and you're talking starting position for the big one next week.
I'll tell you what, we're going to talk to Ricky Harden real quick, one of the admins here in the Premier Racing League. Ricky, welcome on in here real quick. How you doing tonight, buddy? You excited about getting things kicked off with the Premier Racing League?
Oh, man, I couldn't be any more excited. This has been a long time coming, a lot of preparation and work, and just really excited to be on the air for our duels. We weren't expecting that until late, so that's really awesome.
You know, tell us a little bit in the intro. I talked about you guys had a dream of putting this thing together. You've been working really hard at it. How did this all come about?
Well, maybe late summer, early fall last year, we were racing in another league, and we really were kind of looking for something a little different, maybe a little bit more variety in the schedule, and fair admin work across the board. Everybody treated the same, more simplified rule book, and that's what we went for, and we decided, hey, if we can't find it, wherever we're looking, let's create it.
Well, I looked at that rule book, and I got to be honest with you, it's not expansive, but what you are asking for is that everybody follow the general sporting code. I don't think that's too much to ask. I like it. I like where you guys are heading. We've got a great schedule ahead for this season, and you talked about that variety in tracks and places you guys will be visiting. It's going to be an exciting one. I'm so happy to be here tonight and get started with you guys. These duels should be pretty exciting. How do you like your chances here in the duels tonight, Ricky?
Well, I do like the fact that the sun's going to be going down, and we're going to be running these races at night. The setup here, the fixed setup that iRacing provides here at Daytona is not very good. And what I mean by that is it's very tight. It doesn't turn well, so it's very hard to run in a pack, and it's hard to run side by side, especially when the tires wear out. You really got to lift out of the gas. So that's tough. But at night we're going to have a little bit more grip, so that's good. I like my chances at a plate track. I've got some teammates. We're splitting into 4-man teams for this league. So one of the things that we decided to do at Unacceptable Racing, we have 10 people on our team, and most of them are racing. So we decided to split into 3 different little teams, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to work with my Unacceptable Racing Carolina teammates so that we can try to start up front.
And who's that with you, Ricky?
We've got Jody Green and Jesse Fowler and Tommy Ryan and myself. That makes up Unacceptable Racing Carolina.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be watching you guys all season long. Man, it's just about time for you to get in the car. I don't want you to miss quali here, so we'll let you get back and get ready to run this thing. Have a good run, sir.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Have fun in the booth.
All right. And that was Ricky Harden, driver number 15. We'll be watching him all night. And look for him to be up somewhere near the front, and certainly probably with the help of his Unacceptable Racing partners. Mike, what do you think? What are you looking for tonight?
Well, right out of the gate, I'm going to be looking at how these drivers adapt a little bit to the changing conditions. As we say, it is realistic weather. It is dynamic weather here with iRacing, and we'll be curious to see how things change a little bit. The big thing that I'm looking at, warm-up right now in a pack in the daytime, qualifying in the daytime, racing at night. That's different conditions out of the gate, so I'll be really curious to see who is playing the quali game, who's playing the race game once we drop the green.
Well, I think you and I talked a little bit about it in the pre-race. Honestly, qualifying is so important, man. If you put yourself somewhere up there in that top 5, top 10, that's certainly going to make life a lot easier for you. But it's 300 miles next week, not tonight. Tonight, I think you really want to be as close to the front as possible. It's going to be time to go. Qualifying has started. Rich Jett, the number 7, is on the track. Everybody getting out. Not much time to get this in. Again, only a 5-minute qualifying session, 2 laps. It's got to burn down 2 real quick. So no time to burn tires or burn fuel or anything like that. You just got to get on it and put your best 2 in. And we'll get through this qualifying session, and then we'll get on to the first duel. Again, the first duel will be comprised of the odd number qualifying spots. And our pole winner here in the duel will, in fact, grab the pole. And second, we'll grab the outside of the front row for the AdvoCare 300 next week.
Well, that's going to be one of the things, too. I mean, yeah, while the duel is going to be your starting position, it is going to be important, there's a little something to be said about grabbing pole at Daytona. That's a bit of a, little pat on the back. It's a little tip of the hat to you. The speed is a big deal. It's all fixed setup, so it's going to be about driver. It's going to be about, hitting things right. one of the things I want to point out, you watch these cars go around the joint right now, they're on the high side here on the warm-up lap, on that first lap out, trying to get the momentum up, trying to get the high side rolling. Make that track as long as you can. Get those RPMs up, that mile an hour up. You get to lap 2, and then you're going to start trying to put down a lap. If anybody's getting their fast lap on lap 1, that's not going to be the lap you want to keep.
No, that's not going to be the keeper for sure. And listen, everybody wants to win that Savage Spinners qualifying pole award tonight. Savage Spinners, unique river and stream lures created in the Pacific Northwest. Handmade quality from the U.S. to entice fish at an affordable cost. And yeah, that Savage Spinners qualifying pole award is up for grabs tonight. And right now, top of the board, Alec Marshall with 1 lap in is sitting up top with a 47.303. We still got plenty of time here, folks. Keep an eye on this board. It'll be moving a lot, I'm sure. There's still plenty of time left. Just under 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, every little twitch of the wheel, you're going to be losing a little bit of speed. You got to be right smooth with it. And what's interesting too is if you just give a little bit too much wheel, you grab that apron a little bit, you go below that double yellow there through the corners, and grab that apron. It's not going to be good for you. The fix setup, as Harden was saying there, he didn't think it was great. He didn't think it was going to be something he was a big fan of if he was, doing an open race. But everybody's got the same pack of animals here. You got to make sure you got what you got and you do what you can with it. You see some of these guys right down on the yellow line. Other guys open it up a little bit. It's going to be all about the driver here, and that's one thing you can say about fixed racing. A little bit of the driver, a little bit of the weather, a little bit of chance to get that pole position.
And I'll tell you what, this 5 minutes has not lasted long. As we look at this right now, Jake Wright sitting atop the field right now. The field comprised of, I'm seeing 35 cars with time right now.
Jake Wright, the only guy in the 8s right now, 46.898. Posted 9th guy. Look at all the 9s. The 9s go back to 19th position, folks. 46.898 is your provisional pole right now. 46 9s all the way back to 19th. That just goes to show you, fixed racing, that little twitch makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. And man, I got to tell you that that is a blistering lap right there. He's the only guy to have done it. I don't know if anybody's going to catch that, man. That looks like the one to beat. And honestly, Krahula is sitting there on the outside of the front row right now. His teammate, unacceptable teammate, Jesse Fowler, behind him 0.02 of a second behind him. A 917 and a 915 respectively for those two. That's pretty close, and nobody even close behind those guys.
But 0.02 of a second separates getting locked into the front row and having a fight for your spot right there. Krahula right now provisionally locked into P2. Off pole right now for the big show next week. Fowler, 0.02 is all he needed, but not quite there. He's going to have to race his way to get that third starting spot.
Well, there it is, the front row of the AdvoCare Daytona 300 next Tuesday night, right here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Jake Wright, your pole winner, and James Krahula outside of the front row. They are locked in for the big show, sir. And I got to tell you, that's a pretty good front row there. Jake Wright, James Krahula both drive Indy cars on Wednesday nights here on the Global Sim Racing Channel with the Lionheart IndyCar Series. So no strangers to this broadcast, and certainly no strangers to the front of the field. So they will lead them off into turn one next Tuesday night. And congratulations to both of them. Congratulations to Jake Wright on winning that Savage Spinners qualifying pole award. He is the first one up here and the only one now with a chance to pull the trifecta and win that $20, Mike.
Hey, like we talked about, starting at the sharp end at Daytona, man, that's a pat on the back. That's a tip of the hat. I'm a little biased. I'm going to be going for old Jake C. Wright. That number 27, same number that I roll with my ride. So come on, Jake. We got the pole right now. Let's see if you can go all the way. James Krahula getting the bridesmaid run. But hey, you're locked into the show, bud. It's going to be the big one next time. And you know what? That's where the points start to count when we go 300 next week.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's run this down real quick before we go to a break while we switch servers. And we'll give you the lineup here. And remember, the odd finishers are going to be in this first duel. The even one will be in the second duel. All right, so Jake Bright on the pole. James Krahula outside of the front row. Jesse Fowler in third. Brad Collins in fourth. Jonathan Cadell in fifth. Dwight Beverly in sixth. And Smitty, take it away.
You got Nicholas Cohan in seventh. He's a champion from the exhibition run right there, so watch out for him. Jonathan Francis, 8th. Rick Jett, 9th. Ryan Howard, 10th. Steve Ritter, 11th. And Joshua King there, Sean.
All right, and in 13th, it'll be Matt Lacrosse. Tommy Ryan qualifies 14th. Scott Eckridge, 15th. Jason Swan, 16th. Dan Murray was fast in practice, only 17th. And Alec Marshall in 18th.
Once again, these are just qualifying times. This guy's actual starting position going to be determined by this duel. Jeff Ryan, 19th. Brian Mellendorf, he's in 20th. Pierre Diego is going to be in 21. Mark Allen, 22nd. Benny Ellison in 23rd. And Rick Savage, 24th on time charts.
Brandon Minnick at 25th. Ricky Harden, 26th. Steve Gottschalk in 27th. Drew Carroll, 28th. Jody Green, 29th. Rick Thompson, 30th. Brad Fulham, 31st. Reed Rundle, 32nd. Danny Sanchez, 33rd. Chadwick Stallman, 34th. Randy Yoakum, 35th. And Terry Randolph, 36th. Jason Galvin did not take a time. That's 37 cars entered. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, ready to fire up the duel. We'll get a couple quick interviews in, and bottom of the hour, we're going to go green. We'll see you in just a few. back at Daytona International Speedway here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. The AdvoCare Cup Duels going on tonight. Getting ready for duel number 1. All the odd qualifiers from the qualifying session just a few minutes ago. And we're going to pull in Nick Cohan real quick, winner of the exhibition series this winter. And Smitty has caught up with Nick. Smitty, I think we got Nick ready to go.
Nick, how we doing tonight? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How about you guys?
Oh, no big deal here. Just another beautiful night in Daytona. I gotta ask you right out of the gate, how you feeling going into this thing, having won the exhibition championship?
Feeling good. The best part about it is the drivers we have in this league are very respectful and very fun to race around. You know, it's nice racing with people that, you know, you can race real close together and have that confidence to do that, you know. And you know, other leagues sometimes you can't do that, and it's a lot more sketchy when you do that. And we ran good and had some good luck going throughout the year, so hopefully we can keep that up throughout the year and maintain it till November.
Well, you guys are going to be exactly that. Very, very close tonight. You guys are right on top of each other, and racing close is just part of the game here at Daytona. How did qualifying go for you? And if you can, shed a little bit of light on that daytime quali, nighttime race. You get a little bit of testing going on both sides of the weather?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because the car was so tight in practice. I mean, we were just pushing off the corner so hard, and to be honest with you, it wouldn't have been good for racing. We had a couple big wrecks in practice, and it wouldn't have been good for the race. The night race, you know, now we've been practicing on the day track, and it was tight. Now we haven't ran a lap in the night, so it's going to be interesting to see how everybody adapts to that. There should be a lot more grip, and the outside should be able to come in a little easier now. So should be a little better, exciting race in the dark.
Yeah, personally, how do you feel about Daytona? Are you a super speedway kind of guy? Do you like this plate racing, or would you rather stay on the intermediates, the 1.5s?
I'm not a fan of super speedways. I don't know what it is about it. It's intense for sure. You're up on the edge of the seat, you know, 100% of the time, pretty much. But it's just not my style of racing. I like those 1.5 tracks, and I think I even like short tracks better than super speedway. Just never really seem to have any luck, or just I like the tracks where you got to drive a little harder and, you know, use a little braking and saving of the tires and stuff. A little different strategy than super speedway. It's just not my style.
All right, buddy. Hey, last question for you. I believe we're going to see in the second of the 2 duels. What's your approach? Not going to be locked into a starting position. You got to make it happen in the duel. Do you take your time? Do you get after it? You only got 30 laps. What are you thinking?
I don't know. Hopefully we can just stay towards the front and stay away from the catastrophe. But that's kind of just the game plan, just to stay out of the trouble, stay up front, and so we can start up front for the big one. That's pretty much everybody's strategy when you come to Daytona, just stay out of the big one. So, and for the past couple of years we've been hanging in the back, and it doesn't really seem to work out for us.
Hey, buddy, good luck to you. I hope the thing comes back in one shape, and if we get a chance to talk to you at the end. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was Nick Cohan, and we're going to talk to Big Joe Hassert, and Pierre Deigel, driver to number 14. Guys, welcome to the Premier Racing League. You ready to do a little beating and banging, a little side by side, a little 200 miles an hour tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting tonight. I'm looking forward to the duels. I'm looking forward to improve my position because I'm starting a little further back than I would have hoped for. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun night.
Joe, what do you think, baby? You got a little something for these boys tonight?
Boy, if I'm gonna do anything in this league, it's gonna be at the super speedways. I find my way up to the front more often than not. I'm not scared to plow through the middle of a field, so we'll see what happens.
I think we've seen you do that in IndyCar a time or two. Maybe a little bit might work out a little bit better for you here in a full fender job. But you guys plan to maybe work together a little bit in that second duel tonight?
Well, I'll have to get my way up front to meet with Jake, my teammate who got a pole. So I want to congratulate him on that. He did an awesome job. But I'll have to move forward and get to these guys if I want to work with them.
Joe, you got a dance partner tonight, buddy?
Well, hopefully, Pierre or Jake will be able to be close to me. I don't want to be the guy that gets left out, but we'll find out here. You'll find out the last 5 laps, where everybody's at, get a feel for where everybody is. I have a feeling that these guys are going to be up front, so we might have to see who's really friends with an odd number team. We'll see what happens. I think we're probably going to be more keen to helping Jake. He's probably a guy who's going to be running for the championship. I'm going to try to sneak in a win or two, maybe make the chase at the end of the season. But this is going to be where I hopefully get my wins this week.
Man, what is it about that Jake Wright kid, man? He is fast in the Indy cars, fast in the Cup cars. Is there anything he isn't fast in?
Yeah, really. I don't know if there's that's a good question. I don't know if he's slow in a single car. I've seen him drive, the C7s. He's fast in that. He's fast in an Indy car. He's fast in a stock car.
The Lotus.
The Lotus 79 also. He's a really great driver. And he's getting better too. That's the scariest part. He's getting better and better each week.
Yeah, well, you guys keep giving him a track time here and over in the Lionheart Racing Series, and before long, you guys will be racing just about every night of the week once Lionheart gets kicked off, and you guys are in the IndyCar Wednesday nights, and I think they're going to have another series on Thursday nights, and I know you guys are going to probably be running trucks here in the PRL and maybe even the other series, so lots of racing going on. Where do you guys find the time?
Well, my only night off is probably going to be Friday. My nights are not that busy. Being a Canadian, I go to a lot of hockey games, but my nights are free most of the time, so I'll be able to run probably all 3 series, a good number of races in each of the 3 PRL series, on top of Lionheart and the MX5 series we have.
I race every single night. I'm in a league that I'm going to try to run at least part-time in all 3 of the series here in Premier, and then Lionheart Wednesday and Thursday. Then Friday and Saturday I committed to a couple of leagues there too, so we'll see what happens in the summer. I'll probably have to go to a little more of a part-time schedule, but there's not enough time to race everything I want to race.
Yeah, and then there's all those state dart championships you've been racking up, buddy. So, where do you find the time, man? Well, hey, man, we're advancing the session. Time to move on. Hey, guys, make some good TV for us here in a little while, all right?
We will.
We'll do.
All right, guys, take care. All right, that was Big Joe Hassard and Pierre Deigel. We'll be in the second duel looking for a win, but hey, it's time to go here. The grid is set. Let's run through it real quick here, Smitty. On the pole, Jake Wright. Sitting on the outside of that front row, Brad Collins in the number 67. In the number 65, Jonathan Cadell. He'll start third. Jonathan Francis in the number 11, starting fourth. Rich Jett in the number 7, he'll go fifth. And Joshua King, 6th place in the number 35.
You got Matt Lacrosse, number 22. He's going to be starting 7th. Number 18, Jason Swan's going to be starting 8th. Dan Murray, number 5. He's going to have 46.9 on his lap time, starting 9th. Brian Millendorf, 41, going to be starting 10th. Pierre Deigel, we just talked to him. He's starting 11th. Brandon Minnick, number 30, he's starting 12th. We'll run down the field here. Jody Green, number 13, starting 13th. Danny Sanchez, number 4, starting 14th. And rounding out the field, Jason Galvin, number 42, 15th on the field. Going to be trying to come from the back.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, man. This is It is going to be a battle here. 30 laps. Now listen, they can keep this thing mean and green. They're going to have to pit. They've only got 60% fuel. So you will be looking at one pit stop if we can get a nice green flag run. Hey, listen, only 15 cars on the track. So certainly a solid possibility of that happening. That'll be a great time to work on your pit strategy and that entry into pit lane, which is going to be very tricky.
No, absolutely. You look at that brake bias on the fixed setup and sometimes locking things up, going down into pit lane, trying to get that speed as close to the 60-mile-an-hour limit as you can sometimes be a little bit sketchy, especially when you got a few guys going with you. For sure, it's going to be a close one. I'm ready to get this thing get underway.
Jake Wright takes him through the back turn, 3 and 4 in a number 27 surveysystems.com Toyota. No Name Racing. Taking her down, the Ford Mustang pace car. Leading them around here into the tri-oval. The Ford Mustang pace car getting ready to dive off. It's off and away. And the green flag is out. And there goes Jake Wright. Pole sitter for the Daytona AdvoCare 300 next week. And leads him into one. 2 by 2. We head into one. Nobody trying to make it 3 wide yet. Just taking it easy. Want to get this first lap in clean. And right now we got a good one. Jake Wright is your leader. Jonathan Cadell right up behind him. Nice little...
The guy going backwards right now, Brad Collins, 67, stuck on the outside with no help. He's already back there to 5th. Now finally get a little bit of help there. Looks like the 35, Joshua King. Gonna try to give him a little bit of a shove, but there goes King down to the inside. He's gonna let him go, so Collins not getting the start he wants as they head onto the back straightaway.
And that outside group has not come in yet. They are all falling back right now. Only 4 guys left up top. And that looks like the 67 trying to get in there. He can't do it. Still stuck up top. Brad Collins up on the outside. He's got 3 behind him, and that is it. And the bottom row is moving, baby. Jake Wright still the lead. Everybody knows to tail your top 6. Looking pretty good there. Not much to do yet. Plenty of laps left to go. We're only on lap 2. Early days in this race. And like I said, we get this brand of racing, we will be seeing a pit stop here in probably about 11, 12 laps. And we'll see if they'll go halfway or maybe somebody will try and use a little bit of strategy to take it a little bit shorter. But we'll see, Smitty. So far, pretty good racing going on. Everybody behaving themselves.
As you say, 30 laps in this race. We got 28 to go here with a couple in the books. Talk about that outside line now making that happen. We got one person trying to make a run on the outside. That is our number 5, Dan Murray. Trying to take a little bit of a look to see if he can get any kind of love. He gets a little bit of help there. Number 22 scoop to the outside, Matt Lacrosse. But how about that? We had Cadell going backwards in a big way. I hope the second duels got their pens and paper out, taking some notes. Don't be on the outside for very long at the start of this thing as you get ready to finish lap number 3.
Look who's made his way up to this front group here. Pierre Diagolin, number 55. He's running, coming up on the inside right now. Got some drafting help there, and all the way up from 11th place now. He's up to 6th as we come back around, moving through the field as quickly as he can. Got Joshua King right in front of him. And Matt Lacrosse still up there on the outside, working with the 5 there at Dan Murray. They're hanging. They're keeping it with this group, and not doing too bad. They're not losing. That top line is starting to come in. I'm seeing it looks like Brian Mellendorf getting into that mix now, coming up top with these guys. So might start to see a push here from the top. We'll see.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I said it was Cadell. It was actually Collins that went backwards. So my apologies there. Part of the thing that whether you guys are going to get a little bit more grip is going to be the weather. Remember we talked about the difference between the day to night. 70 degrees right now and a 71 degree track temp. Grip is going to be there, but winds at 9 miles an hour going to mess with these guys a little bit. That grip, though, that cold air, helping these guys to make some moves on the outside.
I'll tell you what, man. Jake Wright still got it locked down up front there. And Jonathan Cadell, he's just happy right there. There's no reason to do anything running in that Carolina Panthers special. Toyota, the number 35, Joshua King up top. He's got Matt Lacrosse right behind him. And they are on the attack as they come across the start-finish line. Looks
Yeah,
like
they
that,
are on the attack.
Yes, sir. That line is moving.
This is the first time we've actually seen right out of the gate. We're about 4 or 5 laps. You see that 35 starting to make a charge, getting some help. He's making things happen on the high side. The first one to start challenging right. Now side by side as they head down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He's got help from Lacrosse. He's going to try to make things happen out of 4.
Ooh, Jake Wright up there, still hanging on to the lead, but whew, that is, we're getting ready to come across the line here, and it's going to be close. Neck and neck. Oh, man, too close to call. Says Joshua King is now your leader, but, man, I'll have to see the replay. He is getting away now, though. That top line is moving. Can Jake get enough for the car up front there? Looks like he can. It's going to be hard to dive in now.
A lot of that has to do with the 2-2, giving King the shove on the outside. Look at the way they were bump drafting through 1 and 2. No space between the nose of the nose of Lacrosse and the back bumper of King. Here comes right back on the inside. Doing it almost by himself there. He's not getting a lot of shove from that Panthers machine at Cadell. A lot of friggin' speed in that 27. It is all fixed setup, so you got to wonder where that 27 is getting a little extra.
Well, I'll tell you what, King and Lacrosse are definitely working together. King could have just dropped down, left Lacrosse hanging out to dry, and he didn't. He stuck with him through thick and thin there and looking pretty good. I'll tell you what, I'm a little surprised. I really thought the bottom line was going to be the one to beat, but right now those two are making it work, and I got to be honest, if he could just get a little bit further ahead, Lacrosse, he might be able to tuck it in there, but nope, Jake keeping it strong on the inside. Still just getting a little bit of help there.
Well, I think now that we're 8 laps in, we might start seeing that right front start to take a little bit of abuse on these Gen 6 cars. As you start going through the straightaways, that outside line with a little bit of a run, a little bit more momentum might help out. Once you start diving down into turn number 1 and turn number 3, you're going to have a little bit of that bind. It's just going to start pushing that car up the track a little bit, and that's where we start seeing the 27 start to make moves on the 35. That's going to be the tough thing, is if you can get that shove at the right time, you might be able to cut down. We saw the 35 actually not do that. Maybe that's a little help to Lacrosse, who's been giving the shove the whole time as they're going to 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, we caught up with James Krahula getting ready for his duel, and brought him, got the wireless down there with him. James, what's the talk going on down there in the pit, sir?
Well, we had a little bit of issue kind of getting the grid all set up for tonight. iRacing apparently wanted to do it a little bit different, but that's fine. This race, we're not actually sending anyone home, so it's just going to be starting position. Maybe some will be on the outside and some will be on the inside of the original, but we got everyone going. We're out here racing, and I'm enjoying watching this little battle going on screen right now.
Yeah, Jake really finding a way to hold them off. You know, the outside line really looks to be working, but it also seems like you got to have enough guys working together consistently to really make it work, and we're starting to see a little bit of fall off now. Josh King was up there battling. Now he's kind of slipped back a little bit, still working with his partner there, the number 22 of Matt Lacrosse, but that bottom line is starting to move a little bit, James.
Yeah, so I'm definitely trying to take some notes for the race coming up here. That outside line, that'll be interesting to see. You know, it looks like Josh King and Matt Lacrosse are trying to make that outside work there. But that inside line, we'll see how long that holds off, though, because it's, I don't know, just trying to learn a whole lot right now. And I think around 10 laps in, you're really starting to see the drop-off, and that outside line is just not working.
James, do you think there's a big benefit being in the second duel and getting a chance to watch one of these things before you get in the seat?
That definitely doesn't hurt, that's for sure. Learn a couple things here, but mostly it's just nice to be able to sit down and actually watch some racing, and then you know, before you get your chance too. So it's not been too bad. Just having fun watching tonight.
So what do you think, James? You start thinking about a pit stop here sometime soon? You're going to run a little bit longer than that?
Well, I think that if these guys start talking, I'm guessing that everyone's probably going to come to the pit road all within like a lap or two of each other. This race will be interesting because the setup's real tight. You definitely wear off tires, but the race is so short. I don't know, maybe you'll see 2 tires out here tonight or 4. I'm not quite sure. So I'm not quite sure what the pit strategy is going to be. So again, learning something for the second duel coming up.
And I'm guessing you're not willing to give yours up.
Well, it might be changing here, so I don't have a strategy right now.
Hey, man, checking back in on Pierre Deigel. He's still fighting, man. He's sitting in 5th place right now. Pierre having a heck of a run. Had a lot of work to do starting all the way back there in 11th.
Yeah, Daigle there, he's moving his way on up into striking position. Got that inside row going for right now, and a lot of these guys are just kind of hanging tough. It might be a wait and see what happens, see who blinks first.
Tell you somebody who has really lost the pack, and that's Brandon Minnick. Poor Brandon lost the draft, and once he lost it for good. They've checked out on him. He's almost 8 seconds back from the rest of the field right now. But everybody else still in the hunt. Brad Collins sitting in right there in 14th place right now, back in the field. He's only a second from the leaders. So with pit stops to go, this is still anybody's race to win, including Brandon Minnick, because let's face it, he's still on the lead lap. And again, they're all going to have to pit. He's just going to have to hope he can get a really nice, tidy pit stop and maybe get out a little bit quicker than these guys.
Yeah, as you say, you got Collins there in 14th. We're on the backside of this group that's actually 1.3 seconds from 1st to 14th. So any of these guys could really make something happen here in the second half of the race, as we are just about halfway through this duel. Brandon Minnick, let's keep an eye on that guy for throwing out water bottles anytime now. We could be seeing something, maybe one of those famous debris cautions. You never know.
James, will there be any debris cautions?
No, we don't have no debris cautions or caution clock or any of that BS that NASCAR has been jumping into. And honestly, we have not been having a lot of yellows in when we're getting ready for our setup in our Winter Series here a few weeks ago. I mean, we had a connection issue which brought out an issue at Talladega. That was our only caution. We had 5 yellows at Martinsville in 200 laps, so the racing's been really clean so far. I never expect a yellow flag. I never counting on one here in this.
Man, something like Josh King and Matt Lacrosse starting to make it work a little bit up top there again. They're starting to roll forward just a bit. Not getting any help from behind. Pierre Deigel is thick in that mix, but they've crawled on up ahead of him and find themselves right next to Jonathan Francis right now in that FedEx number 11 machine. And I'll tell you what, this is a pretty good battle we got going. And man, the pit stops are coming. These guys know they have to come in. I got to imagine you want to leave yourself at least a little bit of time to get to the finish and make a move if you have to. If anything goes wrong on pit road, got to be thinking pit stop anytime. What do you think, Smitty?
Tell you what I'm thinking is 200 miles an hour to 60 miles an hour is going to be the biggest challenge a lot of these guys are going to face, aside from trying to stay off each other. You definitely can't be the only person going down pit road. You can't miss up pit road because you have got to have a friend coming off, and if you can have about 5 of them, even better. As we do start to close in on only about 10 laps to go here in about a lap or 2, as you say, pit stop's going to happen. Strategy going to be the name of the game right now.
Yeah, I'm, going back to what James was saying about 2 tires, I got to be honest, that just might be the play, especially if you need to save a little bit of time, maybe even short fuel that car just a little bit. I can't remember. Can you do that on the fixed setup?
Yeah, you could short fuel a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the setup itself is going to be stuck, but you can decide whether or not to put more or less fuel into it. You can decide whether or not to change your tires or not change your tires. At the end of the day, hopefully, whatever decision you make, you do it with at least a partner or 2. That's what you're going to need. You can come out first about 5 seconds ahead. You will be dead to rights once that pack catches you.
Yeah, I think I was starting to show my years there for just a second. I had a gray moment and kind of forgot that. So I know that. I know good and well that you can adjust the fuel. But Yeah, I think that's going to be the play, especially now that we're coming up on lap 20, lap 19. We're working right now. Not a lot of time to get things done, man. This pit stop is going to be critical. No room for error. I mean, you really see someone just keyed up on the radio.
That's right.
Yep.
They're coming in this time. I got the 4-2 coming in. We got a couple guys coming in. Hold on to your butts is what we've seen before in the chat. It's going to be interesting.
Yes, sir, it is. And, well, here we go. We talked about it. Again, you're doing this on lap 20, and you're not leaving yourself a lot of time to get it done, to get the win, to get to the finish. And this is going to be critical. I can't wait to see how these guys work down pit road. Jason Galvin on the radio, the number 42. He's going to be one of the first to do it. Here they come. Jason Galvin is in. He's got Pierre Daigle right in front of him. Looks like they got in pretty clean there, Mike.
Yeah, almost the whole front row, or excuse me, the inside line almost came in. You got your fastest drivers at the sharp end coming in. Still on track right now. Cadell, King, Jet, Lacrosse, all trying to work with each other now side by side down the back straightaway. That GTR ride now on the lead. The other guys who've been pushing that outside line can't quite make it happen. Single file now. Smart play as we try to come in. I can't imagine these guys put it off for another lap. They got to be coming in right now.
Here we go. Nope, they're going to keep it out. One more lap.
Wow, that's interesting. You would think that normally you try to do that one lap and in, see if you can get a little bit of a gap is what these guys are thinking. Group of about 7 cars long here staying out. Everybody else came in. Field split in half. Some in, some out.
Yeah, pretty much exactly a split in half. That's going to be an interesting play. Looks like the number 13, Jody Green, on the radio. He's already been in. Hopefully he's okay.
Right now you got the 65 out front for our lead, the 7 P2. There's Lacrosse. He's actually made it around King. They worked for a long time. Still going to stay out one more lap as they come up on the rest of the field. Ooh, this could get interesting. They start passing the guys. You just see how much time you lose when you make that stop. It's not just the stop itself. It's the momentum loss as you take a long time to come back up to speed.
Yeah, exactly. And, they were 35 seconds ahead of Jake Wright just before that lap came around. And they got to get into the pit here. Coming up on some lap traffic now, actually.
Yeah, it looks like the 67 there. That's Collins. He was the last driver in that line, so you wonder if maybe he just lost a little bit more. It's going to be interesting to see if they come in this time. They are pushing it out to the end.
Yes, they are. Oh, boy, this is going to be fun. I talk about that pit stop for these bold drivers who have managed to stay out there. It's going to be critical. And the 18, Jason Swan, just comes on. He's pitting. Dan Murray will be pitting. Everybody will be coming in here. The rest of the field, this is go time. And now it's up to Jake Wright and all of his buddies from that first pit stop. Jonathan Francis, Jason Galvin, Pierre Daigle, Brian Mellendorf, all of it's time for them to get busy and see if they can catch these guys back up here on this pit cycle.
Well, this is going to mess them up. They're stuck on the outside of the front 2 guys. He's going to try and split them through. This is real interesting for those guys. If they wanted to pit, it wasn't going to happen. The 2-2 grabbing a little bit of grass as he comes in. He's able to get it woed down. Those front couple of guys, Jet, Cadell, if they wanted to come down, they couldn't. Blocked by a couple of guys who'd already made their stop. That's another thing when you come up on that traffic. If you were trying to stop and they're in the way, well, you got to wait one more time around.
Yeah, and that's not going to bode well for them at all because they're out there losing time right now, literally. I mean, they are losing time. Those cars are now up to speed that took that first pit stop, and they are at full bore with a couple of fresh tires. And, again, they're losing time. Jonathan Cadell making his way in now. He'll get it in this time. Oh, and he's in the grass. And that will cost Jonathan Cadell a chance at winning this race. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, it just looked like a little bit fast in there. Couldn't get it woed up in time. And while he may make the pit road, he didn't make the speed.
Well, Jake Wright and Big Joe Hassard lead that pack. 27-11, doing a little work here, getting it done. Jason Galvin in that mix, another Lionheart Racing Series regular. Oh, Jake Wright having to make an evasive move right there. Big Joe Hassard right behind him. He almost lost it. That was the 30. They had to get around. That was Brandon Minnick. And man, that was tricky. Did you catch that, Smitty?
I'll tell you what, you don't want to go 3 wide until you want to go 3 wide. And right there, when you got a head of steam, you want to go 3 wide a little bit more than you want to lift. All right, getting it done now. He's probably going to be the man to beat right now. He's got a big bumper on the back. That is Jonathan Francis giving the shove, making things happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. They are coming up on Rich Jet in a hurry, and all the way around him they go. Jonathan Cadell still down there on pit lane. He is going to relinquish the lead of this race, and Jake Wright will take back control of the first duel here, the first AdvoCare duel tonight. Jake Wright, your leader. Big Joe Hassard following. Jason Galvin right there in third, and it's a little bit back to Dan Murray and Danny Sanchez. Jason Swan in that mix too, trying, kind of stuck in the middle with an out of partner right now. But the battle up front is heating up. We only have a few laps to go, Mike.
Well, here they are. They're in position. Now we know who our players are. 27, 11, 42. The 5 and the 4. They're all nose to tail. A couple guys off the back of that. But the front 5 starting to pull away just a smidge. Trying to make things happen. Wright, we know, had the speed and quality. The 11 right with him.
Coming up on more lap traffic, so decisions to be made. What will the lap traffic do? Good thinking says they should go high, and he does. Jake Wright still holding on to the front. Big Joe content to sit with him.
The wise man once told me here at Daytona, you want to be stuck to that double yellow on the inside. You see right here, making sure he does not give Big Joe any shot at the inside of him.
There's Jonathan Cadell up top. They're passing him. Man, what a tough break for Jonathan Cadell. I talked about how important those pit stops are going to be and how critical races won and lost with that pit stop. Obviously, these guys up front pulled it off masterfully, and right now the front 4 is showing the way to the rest of this field. Jake Wright has his stranglehold on the lead continues, and we're just about to get the white flag here pretty quick, and Big Joe's going to have to. Well, he's going to have to part with his buddy and try and make a move. Maybe he can get some help from Galvin. We're about to find out with 1 lap to go here this time around.
Jake Wright has the overall pole. He's already locked in for the front row. How hard does he push for the win will be the question. Hassard's got to have some help from the 42. We're across the start-finish line for the final lap here in duel number 1.
And the white flag is out. Big Joe Hassard lurking all over the rear deck there of your leader, Jake Wright, number 27. Jason Galvin with a front row ticket to the show. He's just watching right now. I'll tell you what, not a lot of movement going on yet. Looks like Danny Sanchez trying to make a move there. He's got a little help from Jason Swan. Dan Murray right up on the bumper at Jason Galvin. Man, that was close. Dan Murray going up top. Going to try and make something happen. Oh, Dan Murray up there with Big Joe Hassard. The 18, Jason Swan, off the wall. A tank slapper down to the inside. Everybody avoids him. Jake Wright, your winner.
8 thousandths of a second. Wow, what a finish. Great duel number 1.
Yes, sir, it was. Big Joe Hassard with a real shot up top there, and 8 thousandths of a second. What a finish. Jake Wright, the winner of the first duel, your pole sitter of the AdvoCare Daytona 300 next week, and now the winner of the first duel. And you know what? The trifecta is alive. If he can now win that race next week, he will be the proud recipient of a nice $20 in his account. So good on him. Congratulations to Jake Wright. We'll bring him in here in a moment, and we'll talk to him real quick. And got a couple of interviews coming up. We're going to interview him, and then we're going to get right on to the next duel. We'll take a quick break while we're all switching over and getting ready for that. But, man, what a race. Let's run it down real quick here. Mike. Jake Wright, your winner. Big Joe Hassert in second. Jason Galvin, third. Come all the way from 15th to do it. Dan Murray, fourth. Danny Sanchez comes from 14th to finish fifth. Matt Lacrosse takes sixth.
Jason Swan's going to finish in the 7th spot, followed by Rick Jett. Got hung out a little bit in that pit stop. Might have cost him a shot at the W. 5.9 seconds back. He was part of the lead group before coming in. He's in 8th spot. Brad Collins, 9th spot. Brian Mellendorf in 10th. Pierre Daigle, number 55, is going to finish in 11th. Joshua King, 12th.
Yeah, and Pierre just bad luck with that pit stop. Got caught outside. He was up there running, with those guys and had a shot, but the whole pit strategy thing didn't work out for him. Josh King, 12th. We talked about that. Jonathan Goodell, a lap down in 13th. Jody Green, lap down in 14th. And Brandon Minnick, who just lost the draft and then lost it all, 2 laps down, he finishes 15th.
Yeah, not the way Minnick wanted to finish that thing, but it's a real tough deal when you lose the draft. Hey, a lesson learned before next week.
Well, James, that was a pretty exciting segment. I know you got to go get ready and get ready to get in the car yourself. We wish you the best, sir.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for letting me come up here and chat with you guys.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you, and we appreciate the Premier Racing League. Boy, that was a heck of a race. If that's any indication of what's to come this season, I think folks have plenty of reasons to be excited, sir.
Well, I got to say I'm pretty excited too. Y'all have fun watching the second race. We'll try and put on a good show for you.
All right, we're going to bring Jake in real quick and talk to him, and then we'll be back with you in just a moment. Jake, congratulations, buddy.
Haha. Thank you.
Jake, congratulations. You get the pole, and you get the win here, the trifecta. You're going to pull this off and win that $20. Yes, sir?
We'll see about it. Next week, since it's a 300-mile race, we might have a little bit more trouble keeping the lead, but hopefully we can do it.
Well, it looked like the pit stop was everything. It cost Jonathan Goodell a chance to win this race, and you guys came in, were the first ones to come in and really set the tone for how that was all going to go.
Yeah, well, we were discussing what we wanted to do tire-wise before we went in, and most of us, myself and Galvin at least, decided that we would take no tires, and it was obviously the right call.
Apparently so. It seemed to work out pretty good. Tell us about that finish with Big Joe. Did you think he was going to get you there for a second?
Well, just out of experience from racing at Daytona, I thought the bottom line would take it, though he could have just as easily passed me on the outside, so it was definitely a very scary finish.
Hey, listen, 8 thousandths of a second is just about that's close, really close.
Yeah, it was a very close finish, and, well, I hope we put on a show for you guys.
You really did. It was a great finish. Congratulations on your Savage Spinners qualifying pole award. First one of the season given out, and it goes to you, sir, for the AdvoCare Daytona 300 next week. You excited about that? You ready to get this season kicked off with these guys?
Oh, I'm definitely ready. I'm excited to hop into these new cars I don't have as much experience in and hopefully kick some ass.
All right. Well, we've certainly seen you be fast here on the Global Sim Racing Channel before, and we wish you the best next week. I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk to you then. Again, congratulations tonight, and we will see you next week, sir.
Thanks, guys. See you at Daytona.
All right. So that was Jake Wright. Enjoyed talking with him. It's not the first time I've got to talk with Jake Wright. He spends a lot of time on the podium. So, Jake, congratulations. We are going to take a quick break. We're going to run away real quick, switch servers, get ready for the next duel, and get ready to kick this thing off. We'll see you in a few. We are back live on the Global Sim Racing Channel here at Daytona International Speedway for the AdvoCare Cup Duels. Tonight saw the first duel, Jake Wright, pole sitter for the Daytona AdvoCare Daytona 300 next week. Win that race. Big Joe Hassard, 8 thousandths of a second, finished second, and what a finish that was, Mike.
I'll tell you what, the Premier Racing League's really showing a little something here about clean racing. All 30 laps, front to back, flag to flag, green and clean. I think if that's what we're going to expect here, we're going to see a lot more of the strategy thing. You're not going to be able to rely on cautions. And you know what? Those guys got it done right there at the end. I didn't think that Hassard had something for him, and right at the end, made that move. 8 thousandths, just shy.
Yeah, that was a close one. I don't think this one's going to be any different. I see some familiar names up and down the board here. The likes of Mark Allen and Tommy Ryan and Benny Ellison and Jesse Fowler, Jeff Ryan, Ricky Harden, James Scrolla. Man, a lot of unacceptable racing guys in this one. And I would imagine they are all going to be out to have a little bit of fun because that's the way they roll. But also to get a win. And, well, there can only be one. And I know that may be a little cliche, a little worn out, but if you ain't first, you're last, buddy, and that's what it's all about tonight here in this second duel.
Ain't first, you're last. Well, Wright was first in qualifying, started on pole for his duel, was able to hold on even after some pit road shenanigans as far as when to go down, how to go down, and what strategy to take. And Wright said that no tires is better than some tires. Be curious to see if Krahula can take his P2 in qualifying and go from pole and here in the duel to hold on to the top spot and also take the win like Wright did.
Well, James was in the booth with us taking notes. We're looking at Brad Fulham on screen right now and the number 8 car. And I'm sorry, no, we're back on we're back on the Bacardi. The number 9, I'm sorry, Brad Fulham. He's coming up on the number 76, and Rick Thompson there. Going to call this grid out in just a moment. They're getting ready to advance the session here. And we got a hot one on tap for you. Some pretty good times on the board already. Scott Eckrich in the number 70 sits on top. Steve Gottschalk, he is sitting in second here in practice. But the checkered flag is out of this practice session, and that can mean only one thing. One thing, Smitty, and that is time to go. Let's get this grid ready and get them lined up.
Yeah, speaking of this grid, we'll get our rundown here in just a couple of seconds. Just a quick flashback to that last duel. That outside line went backwards in a hurry, but then we saw it come back. Krahula going to be leading guys off. He's going to be the one to beat out of the gate. Right alongside him is going to be Jesse Fowler. Top 2 guys separated by 2 thousandths in qualifying. Let's see if these guys can make it happen tonight.
All right, and let's get that grid out for you here. Got James Scrolla sitting on the pole. Jesse Fowler right on the outside there in second. And number 98, Dwight Beverly in the old 2 will start third. Nick Cohan in the number 21 will start fourth. Ryan Howard in the number 33 will start fifth. And in the number 16, Steve Ritter, he'll go off sixth.
Tommy Ryan, number 6, going to be in 7th. He's going to be inside row number 4. Scott Eckrich, he's going to be in that number 70, 8th place starting position. Alec Marshall, 9th place starting position in the car number 14. Jeff Ryan, 10th spot. Followed by Mark Allen in the 11th spot, number 19. Benny Ellison comes out the first 12 with that 01 machine.
And we got Ricky Harden back there in number 15. He'll start 13th. Steve Gottschalk, he'll start 14th in the number 91. The number 76, Rick Thompson, starting 15th tonight. Brad Fulham in that number 9 Bacardi machine, he'll start 16th. Chadwick Stallman starting 17th tonight at number 92. And your field of 18 is completed by the number 8 of Randy Yoakum. Randy starting at the back of the field and going to have a lot of work to do in that Air Force Falcons machine. And I'll tell you what, we got a little bit bigger field here. Should be an interesting start, but we're getting ready to go, and the Ford Mustang pace car is leading him around. Here we're coming off of turn 4 right now. They are set and ready to go, baby. 2 wide.
Quick reminder for everybody just joining us right now, it is fixed setups, so no one's got that special something. It's going to be all about the driver right now.
And James Carhula is going to be that driver to lead them off here in duel number 2. The AdvoCare Duels at Daytona International Speedway. Carhula will take him into 1 all by himself. He got a nice break there from the field, Mike. They are side by side heading into 1. 3 wide up top into 1. Woo, baby. That's a little risky early on. Still 3 wide.
Well, the 16's the guy in the middle. That is Steve Ritter. He makes it happen. 21, your exhibition champ, the winter champ. Yeah, that's Gohan on the outside, having to slot back in. Close call for the 21 right out of the gate. We did not see that in Duel 1, but I'll tell you what, these guys are happy and hard at it right away here, first lap in Duel number 2.
I'll tell you what, Steve Ritter had a moment there, sitting in the middle all the way through the turn. Not a fun place to be. Oh, contact! That's contact with Jesse Fowler in the wall. The yellow is out. Oh, James Carhula able to get away from that.
A lot of cars involved in that one, including Cohan and several other front runners stuck in the middle.
Yeah, we're going to the replay here. We're going to look at it on screen. Here it comes, the GSRC replay. Starts up top there. Oh, man, that was a pretty big one way too early.
You know, it looked hard to tell from that angle. It looked like maybe the white and red machine there, maybe Ricky Harden. Hard to tell, though, as he looked like he might have come up a little bit in contact.
Well, let's see. All right, we're going up top here. Taking a look at it. We'll see what happened here. Side by side through the turn, looking pretty clean so far. I think it's when they come off the turn here. You'll see the 33 down below.
You're right, yeah.
A little bit of contact right there. It sends him up into the wall. Ryan Howard, not a fun trip for him. All the damage on those cars there, Mike. No fast repair. That is going to hurt a lot of people's chances in this duel number 2.
Yeah, I may be the only silver lining. We're going to watch it again. Yep, looks like the 33 just comes up a little bit. Got a little bit low and then came up the track. Looks like he grabbed the number 38. If I saw that right, a little hard to tell the numbers. There's he's flying through the air.
Yeah, actually, I think that was the 98 if Jesse Fowler.
Fowler, that's who he got into.
That. Yeah, he's still on the pit lane, and man, that car is. I'm going to be frank, it's junk. It's done. Early night for Jesse Fowler. That is a shame. Beautiful car and short night. That is a tough ride, tough way to end it. But I don't think he'll be back out, man. And if he does, I think this race will be halfway over. There's a lot of damage on that machine. But looking up front, Carhula, Beverly, those guys made it through.
Yeah, lucky for them, they're right at the sharp end before that started going down. That was tough. That was third or fourth there as they were coming through the tri-oval. Well, you got a lot of cars, and you got 18 behind you. 14 of them trying to make it through. Someone's not going to make it through. The only silver lining those guys have, no one's really going to get bumped from the show. Maybe a bit of a tough starting spot next week. Those guys will still get a chance to race in that one, and, well, just have to work from the back to make it happen.
Yeah, and you know what? When you got 300 miles to play with, the urgency of a 30-lap race like we're having tonight is much different. And we've seen it time and time again over the years at Daytona International Speedway. Strategy's everything on these long races, whether it be a 24-hour race, the Rolex a few weeks ago, or a 500-mile race in the Cup cars. Strategy is everything, and you got to have a good one. Tonight, getting on and off pit road clean is going to be the key. We saw that in the first duel. I imagine we're going to see it again. You don't want to make a mistake getting into your pit box, because if you do, it's probably going to cost you the race.
Yeah, the pit lane's going to be important. We saw how tough it was for a few drivers, even a trip to the grass there to try to get her woe down in time. It looks like we've got the lights off the pace car. These guys are lining up to try to get this final pace lap out of the way, go back to green here after early caution.
Yeah, and we still have lots of cars on the pit lane. Honestly, half the field, it looks like, is still sitting on pit road, trying to get serviced, maybe try to get those cars back out here. But right now, it looks like we're only going to get restarted with seeing 8 cars right now going to restart this race as they come down the back stretch. One last time here. Ford Mustang pace car. The lights are out. It's ready. Will we take a trip through the bus stop? No, not tonight. Okay, good. Everybody stays on the track.
Could have a little bit of a lapse in memory there. Go back to the old 24. I'll be interested to see if these guys settle down a little bit here now with only your top 8 on course right now, with as clean as the cars you can have after a schmalza like that. It's going to be Krahula leading them away with Beverly to his outside. Get ready to go green here with still over 25 to go.
You said schmalzel. I'm going to like you, dude. I'm going to like you a lot. That's good. That's good. I get that. I feel you. All right, here we go. It's time to crank it back up. James Krahula still in the lead. Not giving it up. Dwight Beverly on the outside. Here they go. James on the loud pedal one more time. Not quite as good a break as he got at the start of this race. Dwight trying to keep him honest there up top. Getting a little bit of help from Tommy Ryan.
A little bit of help. That's that outside nose to tail. Now finally Krahula starting to get a little bit of help from that 16. But right now that high side, that is Beverly, that is Ryan. They're getting a shove. Ryan falling a little bit further back, but can they make it happen? Let's head down the back straightaway. It is 2 by 2 by 2.
Riding on board with Ricky Harden right now. Looking out his front windshield, what he's getting a look at there in that Alabama Roll Tide machine. Ricky letting all hang out right now. Up top, working that top line with his buddy Tommy. And Dwight just pulling those boys along. But James hangs on down there on the inside. Get that help from Steve Ritter. And man, they are running. These 8 cars are running really strong. Yeah, there's only 8 left, but man, they are in this thing. Now, Ricky Harden kind of losing pace here just a little bit. I don't know if he got any damage. I don't see anything on that car. Did you see him get caught up in any of that incident before?
I didn't, but there was a bit of action there as far as who was flying through there and who might have gotten a little bit of maybe even a neck coat as he went through there. Guys are starting to settle down now. Single file, getting back in that draft. That's how you can get back in it. The guy losing out right now, number 9, Brad Fulham. He's starting to fall back from this draft. He's hoping maybe a checkup or something will get him and get it sniffed back in there. If not, well, we could see him go the way to the dodo and be out of this thing before it even started.
Yeah, and Brad is losing that pack pretty quick. He's starting to fall off. And awful hard to catch up. Now listen, nobody, the leaders did not come in and pit. So I mean the pit stop. Whoa, James Krahula calling for the pit stop already. So here we go. Is anybody going to follow? He's the only one that came on the radio. I have not heard anybody else, Mike. James coming in. Here he goes.
No, he's going to have a few going through. Looks like the front 3 are going to stay out. This is an interesting move considering what we saw in the first duel. 4 drivers getting the binders hard to make it down the pit road. That is Krahula. That is Ryan. I think we got Harden back there, and also maybe Dwight Beverly. Yeah, so they've got a few of those front guys in there. But right now, your leaders pulling away, trying to make things happen. The 16, the 14, and the 8 staying on track.
And basically, that is Unacceptable Racing taking their pit stop. And these boys are going to do it now. Steve Ritter, Alec Marshall, Randy Yoakum, they're going to work together and come on in. Got to do it clean. Remember what we said a moment ago. It's got to be a great pit stop. Oh, the 8 is staying out. Randy staying out on track. Oh, Steve Ritter through the grass.
That has absolutely blown up that second group. With Yoakum staying out, Ritter going through the grass, I can't imagine these guys being a cohesive unit when they get done. That first group could have just sealed it right there.
And Steve Ritter suffering the same fate as Jonathan Cadell. I mean, it looked exactly the same as what Cadell did. It really did, Steve. I mean, Mike, I'm sorry.
I was wondering there.
I was talking about Steve Ritter. I meant talk to you, Mike.
I was wondering, the 8, he stays out. I don't think that's according to plan, but I wonder if maybe he was thinking about going and missed the duck, but is staying out. He fell back, though. A little bit of a smart play here. Yoakum falling back to catch back up with Fulham, get him back in the draft, and maybe these guys can make something happen. I think right now they need a caution or something to get them back in the show.
You know, I think they might have gone in under yellow. I don't have any hard figures on it right now, but if they did come in on that pit stop, albeit it was early, you know, they might have a chance to stretch this thing out. And right now they are just about 7.5 seconds to the good from the rest of the field, and that would be Steve Ritter and Alec Marshall right now as they start to cycle around. Actually, it's even better than that. James Krahula, Dwight Beverly, Harden, Tommy Ryan, all those guys are out now. Find themselves just under 35 seconds behind your leaders right now, Randy Yoakum and Brad Fulham.
35 seconds to make up in about 20, well, less than 20 laps is a tough ask, but it is 4 on 2. I'd be curious to see if those 4 guys can get enough speed to make it happen. That being said, they only had about 5 laps down the books. 60% fuel is all these guys can run. It is going to be close for these top 2, number 8 and number 9.
It certainly is, and I think that, you know what? Right now, you've got you've snuck up on the field, and you might have done something that's a little risky, but you know what? If you can make it work, the reward might be worth it. You know, these qualifying spots are very important. I'm sorry, these finishing spots tonight are very important for next week in the Daytona 300. So lots on the line here. Guys like Randy Yoakum and Brad Fulham, you know, starting in the back of this field are now working a strategy that apparently is right for them.
Well, and just to add a little twist to that, too, I mean, it may seem like that, why would you throw such a big chance at it? Well, how about the fact we've only got 6 guys on the lead lap? Worst case scenario, you pull out a good finish here. You can get P6 even if the strategy goes wrong. I like what these guys are doing right now. If you're going to roll the dice, now's the time. Odds are in your favor.
Yes, sir. And they're both looking good. Really drafting well together right now. And, you know, that is certainly fun to watch them up front. But I'll tell you what, these 4 are getting busy back here. Trying to make up that ground. James Krahula leading the group. And Dwight Beverly right there with him. Ricky Harden, Tommy Ryan, that, as I said, is unacceptable racing. Several factions of them, as they'll have several teams going here in the Premier Racing League this season. And, man, some good teamwork going on right there. They're trying to cut as big a hole in the air as they can right now. Ricky needs to slide back in line there.
We'll talk about cutting a big hole in the air. How about this? 45.5 last time by for our leader, Randy Yoakum. 43.9 out of James Krahula leading that pack of 4. When you're cutting a second and a half a lap out, you got something going your way right now. They got a long way to go, 30 seconds, but the time, well, it's looking in their favor per lap.
Do the math, and those 2 possibly having to make a pit stop. You could see a very, very, very close and interesting finish. And if they don't have to pit, I got a feeling these guys might have a chance to get close to them here in the end. You got 4 versus 2 right now, and 4 seem to be making it work really well. They are throwing down some blistering laps right now.
Talk about just a completely different race than what we saw in the first duel. Green to green, all the way down, and this one here we only make it one, not even a full lap before we see a caution. We split things up with different strategies. As much as we were talking about Duel 2 is going to have the notebooks out, well, Duel 1's got the notebooks out as far as what you do strategy-wise for that fuel run. So, yeah, a little bit of a different story, but right now I'll be curious to see if old Randy Yoakum and Brad Fulham can hold on to it and make things happen here with still about 15 to play.
On board with Fulham right now on that cockpit cam there, looking pretty good. Randy Yoakum just up ahead. Those 2 doing some really good work right now. Fulham keeping the car cool, sticks it out just a little bit every time there, and just to get a little bit of a breather and not run that machine too hot. They are working really well. Again, if they don't have to pit, they might have this in the bag, but Man, Krahula, Beverly, Harden, and Ryan are coming, and they're coming quick. You see them here; they're working together, nose to tail. Harden keeps stepping out just a little bit, getting that machine a chance to breathe. These machines will run very hot when they're running nose to tail like that at 201, 203, to almost 204 miles an hour through the turn right now. On board with Tommy Ryan, looking at the telemetry. He is humming, baby. And that whole group is. I'll tell you what, Yoakum, Fulham, they got to be starting to peek into their relative and think, what more can we do?
What the answer will be is don't do anything. Is actually a bit of a development here back at the front. If we can take a look at the number 8 and the number 9, they now have separation. The worst possible thing that could happen for these two, the number 9 pushing up a little bit through the first couple of corners, some lap traffic in the air. The draft is gone. Not good for the number 8 and the number 9. That could be the nail in the coffin. I had just done some math, and with about 1.8 seconds lost a lap via that 4 versus 2, it looked like it was going to be right at the end, the last couple of laps. You see the number 8 backing up to the 9. This is only hope to have a little bit of help. I think it could be it for those two.
Yeah, and those two had to work their way around the lap car of Benny Ellison right now. Just got back into the race. He's 13 laps down. Benny back in this thing, but they had to make an evasive move to get around him. Brad lost out on some time there. Boy, they just passed the car right below him. Again, and kind of Brad having to make a bit of an evasive move to avoid that. And but he's managed to easy for me to say. Catch back up to Randy, and these two are working again. But again, we're starting to. Thanks for putting the math together. It's going to be close. Oh, I just saw some smoke. I'm not sure what that was, but so far so good. No yellow flag. Yoakum's still your leader. Let's run through. I'll tell you what. Let's run through the top 10 real quick. What do you think?
I think it's probably a good time to make it happen.
All right, well, we will run through the top 10 here with our AdvoCare through the field, run down of the top 10. Randy Yoakum, your leader. Brad Fulham, second. James Krahula in third. Dwight Beverly in fourth. Ricky Hart in fifth. Tommy Ryan sixth. Alec Marshall up to seventh. Steve Ritter in eighth. Jeff Ryan in ninth. Chadwick Stallman still in this race, 10 laps down out there fighting. That was your AdvoCare through the field, top 10. Looking to add some spark to your life? AdvoCare gives you a full line of options from wellness and weight loss to those looking for a little more performance from their active lifestyle. Please contact independent distributor James Krahula at james.krahula@gmail.com. All right, Mike, 10 laps. Let's see, we are 20 laps in and only 10 to go. What do you think Yoakum and Fulham have up their sleeve here at this point?
Oh, for them, hopefully a caution. I don't know that these guys have got it, but you know, that actually might have been a blessing in disguise with the number 9 there having that issue. They were probably going to be real close to holding on to it anyway. Maybe they'll get lucky here and that group of 4 catches them. Maybe has to go around the long way, go around the outside. Maybe they get a couple of laps left, they get back in the draft, and they can make an attack with a couple of laps to go. I think that's going to be their best shot right now.
And the gap continues to close. Now just 14 and a half seconds. Coming quick, but running out of time. A little less than 10 laps to get it done. Krahula is digging, baby, digging as hard as he can. Beverly giving as much help as he can. They're coming up right now. It looks to be on the 88 machine of Jeff Ryan, another teammate. Not going to get in the way. Jeff going to step aside with that 88 Mountain Dew machine and let him go. He'll fight another day.
You know, it looks like that front 4 is doing a real good job of keeping their motors pretty cool, too. You see them stepping out a little bit, but not so much to break things up. And that's what a big thing. If you're going to run nose to tail like this, you know, even though the fixed set doesn't have a ton of tape on the thing, you can still bury your nose in the front end or the bumper of the next guy and start getting the thing a little bit warm. and these guys are doing a pretty good job of making sure they keep rolling in one piece for the end.
Yes, they are, and I'll tell you what, that's teamwork at its best right there. Those four spent a lot of time racing together, and they know how to get it done. They know how to be fast. That's a group to watch. And tell you what, time's running out though. Randy Yoke and Brad Fulham looking pretty good here still. They're about 11 and a half, just under 11 and a half seconds to the good. Randy's on the radio. I didn't hear what he said. Are they talking about a pit?
I think as close as it is now, you got to stay out unless you know for sure you're going to miss it. I didn't hear what he said there, but I'll tell you, the number 9 is having a hard time giving the shove. Either he's getting hot or he's burning up that right front. It could be that push is just getting to be too much for the number 9 to give the 8 a shove.
Yes, sir. I think the push is real. I think we just saw a little bit of it there. He did a really good job of holding on to that car. It shot straight up the hill, man, and was heading for the safer area, and he managed to pull it out. Good job by Fulham there. He's still latched on to Yoakum. Those two still working it, and well, it's now. Oh, Randy Yoakum just come on. Yep.
That is Yoakum calling for a pit. Can't get it done, or at least thinks that, you know what, it's not worth trying. Looks like Yoakum and the number 8 is going to come in. Strategy, hold. 8 and the 9 coming down pit road. Your leaders, they're going to call it right here.
All right, well, that means Corolla and his group, they got to stay out of trouble if they want to win this race. They are coming up on lap traffic right now. Got Steve Ritter right ahead of him. Gonna probably pull it off clean on the high side.
Well, as we said, I mean, Yoakum and Fulham, the worst case scenario is they were still going to be 5th and 6th there. So, hey, no harm, no foul, still decent finish. They may not be able to get it done that way, but now we definitely know who the race is for the win. It's going to be Krahula, Beverly, Harden, or Ryan here, your front 4 with just 5 to go.
Yeah, and it looks like we may only get 6 finished on the lead lap because that was Alec Marshall and Steve Ritter. They just passed. Gonna put them a lap down this time by. And Krahula is now, once again, the leader of this race. Dwight Beverly working with him. That's the 0-1 of Benny Ellison still in this thing, still fighting. Ricky Harden.
Imagine, I was just going to say, you got to imagine none of these guys are going to wreck each other for the W, but they do want to try something. Figure out what's going on. Just exactly like we saw in Duel 1. Krahula, really nothing to lose here. He's going to start on that front row. It's really up to the 0-2, the 15, and the 6 to try something.
Yeah, well, you know what? I thought for a second there that Ricky Harden and Tommy Ryan were getting ready to work a little something there. They were getting really close and friendly. Looked like they were going to take it up top, but right now they've actually lost a little bit of ground to those two, and Beverly and Krahula starting to pull away just a little bit. Harden starting to close it back in as they head into 1. They're looking up top. He's got Tommy going with him. Is it time? Is it time? There's just a few laps left. Ricky Harden trying to make it work up top. Tommy Ryan going to go with him. Krahula making a bumper wide. Oh, there they go. Ricky Harden with a run as they head into 3.
We don't have to wait for the final lap to get the action. Here we go, 2 by 2. Krahula, your leader, the 15. The 15 of Harden. He is on the outside. He's getting pushed by Ryan. Beverly giving the shove to the 24 here. We've got 3 laps to go at the line.
Oh, baby, watch out. These 4 have been racing together for a long time, but I will tell you what, each one of them to man, they are as competitive as they come. And here comes some lap traffic just up in front of them. Gottschalk got a decision to make. He's all the way up top, lets him get by clean. Harden able to get a little bit of side draft going by. Oh, Krahula taking it up top. Ducks it back in. They get by the lap car. Benny Ellison down there on the apron.
I don't know if it's hurting him right now, but I'm seeing a possible little bit of damage on the right rear of that 15 machine, that Ford Fusion. Alabama on the side of that thing, a little bit of damage right now, trying to get the shove from Ryan here with now just 2 to go.
Yeah, I think Tommy pushed on that a little bit too hard, wrinkled it up a little bit, but I think he'll be okay. They still look pretty tight, pretty competitive right there. You know what? We're heading down this back stretch. And when we get into 3 and 4, we're going to be coming around to a white flag, sir. I can't believe it, this race. Even with the caution flag, this race is almost over. What a charge by Krahula and his group here to take back command of the race. Tough break for Randy Yoakum and Brad Fulham. Man, they had to give up the ghost finally and still find themselves on a lead lap in 5th and 6th right now. And we'll wind up with a decent starting spot next week. But James Krahula leading this thing, and the white flag is out. It's Harden, Tommy Ryan. Can they do anything up top? They're catching up. They got Randy Yoakum right in front of him. Randy going up top. Who's going to make a move here? This is going to get really tight. Harden, gets a little piece of Yoakum there.
But the 15 still got to run on the outside. He's got the 6. Give him the shove. This is more than we saw in the last one. Side draft from the 15 on the outside. He has the advantage. Here we go to the tri-oval. Krahula on the inside, going to try to come back. 15, who's got it? Krahula by 0.02 of a second over Harden. Wow.
0.02, and the last race was 0.08. They topped it. 0.02 of a second. My word.
Wow, from a little bit of contact with a lapper to damn near getting it at the line. How about rookie Harden making it through that crash? I actually thought he was part of it, and there it is at the finish.
Man, we just watched it on the replay there, and I think we're going to go over. Here that's the wall cam. We're going to go over top here and take a look at it. They were neck and neck. It just doesn't. I'm sorry, 2,000. That's just insane.
Look at that side draft. From
and Harden
15.
had the run. Yeah, Harden had the run up top.
Look at that right there. No help. The 3 wide killed it. 2,000. Unbelievable.
What a shot. And Tommy Ryan right there in the middle really had a shot at just spoiling everybody's day. But, he got off the back of Ricky Hard, and I think that slowed both of their momentum just at the wrong time there right at the finish. But, man, what a run. That honestly was a better finish than I expected we'd get when the field thinned out. But, man, what a race that wound up being there, Smitty.
2 duels in the books, and it comes down to thousands both times. Make a poster of that one, folks. 4 cars and only 76 thousandths amongst them. Awesome stuff here in the Premier Racing League.
And is it any strange coincidence that the winners of both races are sitting on the front row next week?
I don't think so. I mean, hey, you got speed by yourself, and that means if you can get out front, it's basically the same thing. You're looking at the windshield as if you were qualifying. So I think we just saw the 2 best guys right now in the field. Be curious to see if they can hold on to it when we go 300 miles next week.
Well, let's run through that field real quick here and take a look and see how they finished here in duel number 2, the AdvoCare Duels here at Daytona International Speedway. Under the lights tonight, James Krahula, your winner. In the number 24 AdvoCare Chevrolet. Ricky Harden, number 15, he finished his second, came all the way from 13th to do it. Tommy Ryan in the number 6, he finished his third. Dwight Beverly, 4th in the 02. Brad Fulham finishes 5th. In the number 9, Randy Yoakum in the number 8 finishes 6th. Alec Marshall in the number 14 finishes 7th. Steve Ritter in the number 16, he finishes 8th. Jeff Ryan in the number 88, be 9th place tonight. Steve Gottschalk in the number 91 takes 10th.
Benny Ellison, 11th spot, number 01. Kyle Stallman is going to be 12th, 20 laps down. The number 92, Ryan Howard, number 33. He was actually involved in that first wreck, 25 laps down, 13th spot. We got Scott Elkridge. It's going to be in the number 70, 14th. 15th, Rick Thompson. Number 76, and Nicholas Cohan, your exhibition champ. Unfortunately wrecked out there in that early run. Number 21, he is 16th. Mark Allen also involved in that first wreck. Number 19, 17th spot. And Fowler, we saw him involved in that first wreck as well. 29 laps down, unfortunately. Virtually no seat time for Fowler. The number 98 in 18th and rounding out the field.
Well, Jesse, luck be a lady, and darn it, that lady can be really cruel sometime, buddy. Sorry, you got such a inauspicious finish there, but congratulations to James Krahula. Let's bring him in real quick, visit him down here in Victory Lane. James, we just talked about it a moment ago. Geez, what a coincidence. The front row of the AdvoCare Daytona 300 next week is, well, they both won tonight.
Yeah, that was definitely entertaining there. Hey, Sean, I gotta do one thing before I do anything else. Let's see, I had it right here. Terry Randolph, Reed Rundell, Drew Carroll, and Rick Savage. There was an issue when we were setting up our grids tonight. They got put into the first duel when they should have been in the second, and they did not make that first duel. So I just need to apologize to them that they did not get to race tonight. They will be racing in the 300 next week. But I just wanted to apologize because of the mix-up of either me or I racing. Regardless, it beyond sucks that they did not get to race tonight, and so truly apologize for that. Now we can talk about the race, Sean.
Well, hey, listen. You know what? The uncharted waters for a lot of us here tonight, and the truth is, both duels, great races, both with extremely exciting finishes. Brother, it doesn't get much better than 0.02 of a second. We thought we had seen it all in the first race with 0.08 of a second, and then you and Ricky go and top this, and man, Tommy had a chance. You know, he almost spoiled that party for you guys.
Well, I thought the party was spoiled too. When we're in the middle of 3 and 4, I saw Ricky get that run. That's like, well, that was it. And I had no clue that I was going to be able to get my way back up there. So I thought the race was over at that point. So that was lucky.
Well, sir, you know what a night. Obviously, you like Daytona. You like this setup enough, apparently, because you keep finding yourself at the front of this field. You know, what are you looking forward to this season in that number 24 AdvoCare Chevrolet? Well, what do you got planned for that machine this year?
Well, if the Winter Series is anything to get us a preview of, the goal is just to make the chase. If I can get a win and make the chase, this year will be a success. I would love to make the championship for the last 3 races this year, but with these guys, it's for sure going to be difficult. So if we make the chase this year is successful, as a league owner, what I want from the league this year is I want good racing like tonight. You know, we did have that bad wreck in the beginning of the second duel. The first duel went yellow free, and you know, I just want to continue that racing. That was the main thing we were doing. You know, a lot of us remember the old DMP days where it didn't matter if you were racing for first or if you were racing for 10th. You were giving it every single little ounce of effort you could to try and get up there, to try and beat that person, and you know, you try to do it clean. And I think that a lot of these guys that have joined and even come and found us after we've been going have been joining for just that reason. So I hope that we're able to maintain that throughout the year.
Hey, and you know something, I'm kind of glad you won because I've got a chance to talk to you about something, and something I didn't get a chance to get out tonight. I want to get it out right now. You're doing something in your league that I think is really, really neat, very interesting, a little unique. This car credit system, and how you're going to assess penalties and the results of that. You want to talk about that for just a second?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go from what we were hoping to talk about in the yellows in the first duel that didn't happen. Those suckers just ran too clean. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll switch the hat to what we want to do. But yeah, so months ago when we were getting this going, this is something that we were kind of getting set up, and then Bryce Whitson over in the IROC series that also runs here, he kind of perfected it, and he's a Formula whiz, and he got everything all set up. But the car credit system is pretty much I rating for leagues. Based on your incidents that you get more credits, or you can lose credits if you get more incidents. And when you reach 0 credits, you have to sit out a week. So that's something where everyone is now forced to race clean, make sure that everyone's racing fair. And so that was kind of the goal with that. And I mean, so far it's definitely been working.
Okay, so next week each driver is going to start with 5 car credits, and then every driver can earn up to a max of 10 car credits. When anybody reaches 0, then they're forced to sit out a week, right?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
All right, now when they come back, they'll start with 2 credits. So let's talk about these credits real quick. So as I see it here, 0 incidents in a race equals plus 2 car credits. 1 to 3, 1 plus car credits. 4 to 7, you're good. Just you stay level there with 0. Now this is where the credits start getting taken away. You start racking up incidents here, somewhere between 8 and 11 incidents. You're going to lose 1 credit. 12 to 15, 2 credits. 16 or more, 3 car credits. So, like you were talking about, that certainly seems like a decent way to control the type of driving you're seeing week in and week out. Certainly have to think about that every time you get out on the track.
For sure. And kind of when we were kind of going around, like I've heard some people from, because this is starting to get developed, and I think that there's actually going to be an iRacing news post on this soon about this new system, and a lot of people are not too happy about it. But I will say that when we proposed this to our league members, we had a couple guys say, "Hey, can we make it harder?" So that's the attitude going in with these guys, and that makes this very exciting.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys put on a great show tonight. We really can't wait to get started next week at back here at Daytona International Speedway for the AdvoCare Daytona 300, kicking off your premier season here, your inaugural season for the Premier Racing League 2016 AdvoCare Cup Series. And James, I know it's been a lot of hard work putting this together. Share one last thought about what it feels like now to actually see this come to life, and you're 1 week away from going live for real.
Well, I really, Ricky and I are really bitter about the whole grid interview because 4 guys didn't get to race tonight that should have. They'll get to race next week, but still, that just really sucks, and that's not at all what we wanted to. This tournament thing is new to us. We tested it last week. Everything went perfect. And then we run into these issues tonight. So we'll make sure that we don't run into this issue in the future. But the racing has been great. The support from these people has been absolutely fantastic to start a brand new league like this. So many people, especially some people that have been jumping up to help us out. Savage Spinners is going to be our pole sponsor, and man, he's got some really cool lures out here, and that he's going to be giving away to a lot of our drivers. But if you're a viewer at home, definitely go home and check that out if you're a fisher. And then also Coastal Safety Auditors as well is a big sponsor for us with our Lucky Dog Award, and then many races too. So I got to thank those guys for that and all the support, and let's hope that we have a good season going forward. I saw that Jake won that his first duel, so he's got a chance to that extra 20. And if he does that, I would also lock him into the first AdvoCare Fast 5 race at Charlotte. So that'll be fun to watch next week too.
Yeah, well, we talked about it. The trifecta is alive, the Triple Crown, if you will. Jake has got a shot, and the dream is alive. We'll see him next week. We'll see you next week. Again, this was just an exciting night. So glad to be a part of it, and to kick off this season with you, James. We thank you for everything and for getting all the guys in with us tonight. All in all, I think that was pretty smooth, brother.
Well, let's get a little smooth next week. Josh King will get mad at me. Unacceptable Racing, go like us on Facebook. Always up to a bunch of shenanigans there, and come join us in Daytona next year for the 24-hour. We're already planning to go down there, so come join the party.
Yes, folks, save your Christmas trees and take them with you and join them down there for the party. Okay, we'll get back to that joke some other time. James, thanks a lot. We're going to let you go, and Mike and I are going to put a nice, pretty bow on this.
Thank you guys for dealing with us tonight. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, buddy. That was James Crahula, driver of the number 24 AdvoCare Chevy. He is your winner in race number 2, the Duel tonight. He is also one of the founders and league administrators here in the Premier Racing League. Smitty, wow, that was quite a race, man. Quite a night.
Man, that was exciting stuff. I think what we saw a little bit of everything tonight, didn't we? We saw qualifying in the daytime, racing in the nighttime. We saw a flag to flag in Duel 1. We saw a lap 1 caution in the second one. A little bit of everything. And you know what? When you got 8 thousandths at the end and 2 thousandths at the end, you got one hell of a show.
Yes, sir, it was. And I got to tell you, buddy, it was great getting a chance to work with you tonight. Side by side here at Daytona is that's just the way to go, man. And it was certainly a lot of fun. I, again, can't thank you enough for being here with us tonight, and look forward to seeing you soon. But before we go, plenty of people to thank tonight. Got to thank for our streaming equipment, iRacing.com, Motorsports Simulations, XSplit, Audio Technica Corporation, Aver Media USA, everybody there up on the screen. Again, our camera set's brought to you tonight by the great Dougie Beard. Music here brought to us by Eric Ekholm. You can find him at ericekholm.com. Amazon.com, one of our sponsors. Casey Lalonde, .bandcamp. Go check out his music as well. And also, stay up to date with the Global Sim Racing Channel online at globalsimracingchannel.com. On Twitter at GSR Channel. Facebook, find us at /Global Sim Racing Channel. You want more information about the Premier Racing League, you can find them at Facebook also, Premier Racing League, or at premierracingleague.com. You got a great website, lots going on there, lots of information. If you want to get involved with the league, go check it out, premierracingleague.com. All right, so next week we find ourselves back here at Daytona International Speedway. Tuesday, February the 16th, the Daytona International Speedway AdvoCare 300, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Be here. I will be. Can't wait to see all of you. Thanks again to my partner tonight, Smitty. It was great to have you in with us. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and I'll see you on the track.